these are all your announcements. May God bless you. May God bless you, and let's remember to treat everyone with dignity, equity, and respect. And now Ms. Orlando will continue with OSSLT.
All right, thank you, Father. I'll just share my screen with you. Today we are looking at multiple choice strategies. So I think I'm good to go. This feels like a Mr. Angaran joke here, the man at the elevator. Just check out the chat. Okay. All right, grade 10s, multiple choice questions. Today we're going to look at both strategies to answer multiple choice questions, and we're going to look at some of the questions you will be answering on the test. So we're going to start with the strategies. As I mentioned yesterday, of the 33 questions on the test, 31 are multiple choice questions. And they are technologically enhanced questions, so there's a variety of ways that you will be answering questions, and we're going to go over those. In terms of strategies, it's really important for you as a grade 10 student to acknowledge that you already have strategies, whether you realize it or not, that help you answer multiple choice questions. So I've put some common ones up here, and I'd love for you to scan through and just applaud yourself for the ones that you know you're already doing. So are you reading the question and then rereading part of the text? Are you eliminating wrong answers? That's a popular one. Are you highlighting keywords in the question or the story to help you understand and make meaning? Are you going back into the passage and looking for a specific line? Are you rereading? This is a big one. Are you reading all of your multiple choice options, even if you think you have the best one? Are you still giving yourself a chance to look at all possible answers? Using your resources. So as I mentioned, you can have the text-to-speech feature on for the test, so you can have it read to you, and that may help you identify the right answer. And as always, never leave a question blank. For the most part, you have a 25% chance of being right. I put this icon on the screen here because on the test, you'll have a split screen option. So you'll be able to look at both the question and the text at the same time. And that's going to make it easier so you don't have to worry about memorizing a question or memorizing part of the story and trying to frantically find what you're looking for. You can look at both together. So here is a question from one of the literacy tests a few years ago. And the question is, without knowing the context, how does Jerry feel when he exhales loudly in paragraph 10? And if you were to first look at this question, you will see that all of the options could in fact be right. These are all reasons why someone may exhale loudly. And so it's not enough to just take a guess or to use what you think you know about the question. You have to go into the text. So in this screen, I'm showing you line 10. On the test, they're going to call it paragraph 10. You'll see here that it is just simply a line with the reference. So as a good tip, you may want to read what comes before line 10 so you can get a really good understanding and context. So I can start to use some of the strategies here, like eliminating. If I scan through lines 7 to 9, I don't see anything that's connected to a growing impatience or an irritation, so I can eliminate those. So my choice is down to A or B. So I'd love for you to take a second, scan through. I'm going to show you the answer in a minute, but see if you can identify which is the stronger choice between either A or B for why he exhales loudly in paragraph 10. And in 3, 2, 1, the answer is A. So if you picked A, congratulations. Your teacher should give you a round of applause. So by using those few strategies and taking the time to go back into the story, I've confidently found the right answer. A couple tips as well. Be aware of answers known as distractors. You've seen these on all multiple choice tests, regardless of what subject matter it's been. And these are answers that are simply there to throw you off. They are perhaps obviously incorrect, or they seem right, but there's a trick to them. They have nothing to do with the text. So you want to make sure that you're using the strategies to eliminate these. Another thing I want to draw your attention to are questions that have answers like always true, never true, all of the above, none of the above. For whatever reason, students, when they see these options, they feel as though that has to be right, because why else would it be in there? So I'm not saying they can never be right, but just be aware. If you can identify another choice as true, then you know right off the bat none of the above can't be the answer. And on the opposite side, if you can identify a single choice as false, then you can eliminate all of the above. So just be leery of these options. Okay, so here is a standard dialogue section. So this is one of the 6 reading tasks on the literacy test. Again, you'll see that it is chunked by paragraphs. In fact, the paragraphs follow the dialogue rules. So every time there's a new speaker, they indicate a new line. And there's the numbers here to let you know where in the story you are. There'll always be a picture that gives you some sort of clue. So in this case, I'm perhaps reading a story about a grandfather and a granddaughter. And we're going to use the same strategies as before. Read the text, read the question, return to the text for each question, don't assume or think you remember, and be able to find evidence. So teachers in the meeting right now, I have a printed copy of this reading selection and questions in my room. My room is 213. If you would like to work through this with your class, there's only 5 multiple choice questions. Feel free to send a student to room 213 after announcements. You can have this the students do it independently. You can do it as a class. You can have it as an option. You can do it later in the week, whatever. The answer key is in this PowerPoint, so you don't have to do the work yourself if you don't want to. And if you want to make your way through this, there's a couple options you could do. I'm challenging students to use these 5 strategies for the question. So for example, for the first question, challenge your student to use the strategy of find proof, find me 3 lines. For question number 3, use the strategy of rereading. So you would read before the break in paragraph 8 or 9. So if you want to do this with them, you could leave this slide up. If you're looking for something a little bit quicker, you can always present them the right answers and have the students either individually in a group tell you why that answer is correct and why the other ones are incorrect. So a couple different options if you want to work with the dialogue. As I said, room 213, I have it on paper, and you are welcome to come grab a class set. So you can come after this presentation. A couple other things just quickly. I did mention that some of the multiple choice questions are related to grammar. And here are some examples. So in example 1, there is a sentence and there is an error. So which of the 4 options in terms of capitalizing something, putting a comma, removing a comma, or moving the comma, which one of these strategies would make this sentence perfect? And so you as a student need to identify that. In example 2, only one of these sentences is written correctly. The other 3 are incorrect. And if you glance at them quickly, it may seem as though they're all correct. But if you hear it or if you say it to yourself out loud, you notice some errors. So if you look at the first one, his graphic novel become. As soon as I read that out loud, I know that something's off there, so I can eliminate that. It is not written correctly. The second one, he writes books that celebrates. Something's wrong, I can eliminate. And the last one, has turned his lifelong passion for comic book into a career. So by process of elimination, I have the last one. Again, on the test, if you use the text-to-speech feature and you have all of these read to you, it will help you identify which ones don't sound right. You don't have to explain why they're not right. You just have to be able to pick the one that does sound right. Some of the multiple choice questions aren't, in fact, multiple choice. In this question, you're being asked to drag and drop these 3 phrases into the correct location to make this sentence make sense. In this question, you're dragging and dropping again, but this time you have to identify which event or where these events in the story go. Which one comes first, second, and then last. So you will be able to actually drag and drop them into place. And then finally, I just want to talk about main idea. Main idea, some refer to it as summary writing, used to be a written part of the test, and I believe is actually one of the more difficult tasks, but now it comes in the form of a multiple choice question. So on the test, you're going to see a question that looks something like this. Obviously, the topic is going to be different, so these will be different. But the question says, which of the following statements is the main idea and which 2 provide support? So it is going to be a drag and drop question. you have to identify which is the bigger idea, the umbrella idea, and then which two of the four support that idea. In order to answer this question, we need to have a strategy to first identify main idea. And to feel a little bit like a math teacher, I like to use a formula. And the formula I like to use for main idea is the following. And teachers, maybe you could write this on the board or have students take a picture of it. And that is the following. Topic plus author's message equals main idea. So what does topic mean? Topic is just simply the subject matter of the text. And in this case, without having read it, I see that all of the topics talk about something called the marshmallow test, so that I can confidently say might be my topic. Author's message is, what does this writer want you to know about the topic? What is their opinion of the topic? What message are they trying to communicate about the topic? If you put those two things together, that is the main idea. And again, this is something you're not perhaps even working on in an English class, but you may definitely be working on it in a science class, a history class, a civics class, a careers class. So maybe your teacher in period 1, for instance, already has another strategy to help you identify main idea. This one works really well, so you're welcome to use it. Again, your teacher may already have another strategy that you're using to help you identify a main idea. So if I use my strategy, I go back into the options and I would select the first one as this main idea because it lets me know the topic is the marshmallow test and that this author believes a child's future is linked to the test and self-regulation. And then I'm going to find 2 supporting details that further explain the author's main idea. Lastly, because I know I'm over time, I am challenging you to participate in this quiz. There is going to be a prize. There's going to be 10 prizes tomorrow, actually, grade 10s. If your teacher posts this link, and I did put the link to the PowerPoint in the chat, there are 2 reading selections with 5 multiple choice questions each, so that's 10. And there are 4 grammar sections, 4 grammar questions for 4 marks each. That's 14 questions. The first 10 students, because it will send me your score and your name, the first 10 students who complete it with a score of 10 out of 14 or higher, you will receive a prize. I will post your name tomorrow on the PowerPoint because we're doing another one again tomorrow, and you can come to 213 and claim your prize. So again, teachers, I've posted the link to this PowerPoint in the chat, and then you're welcome to do it when your teacher says it's appropriate. If you're doing a lesson right now, you're going to have to wait till later. First 10 students, good luck, prizes tomorrow. And there's my timer. Oh man, I am right on top of things. I'm in room 213. So if you want to come grab those, and if you want your class to do the multiple choice, you can. So that is it. I'm not sure if Ms. Moore, you want to add anything, but that is PowerPoint on multiple choice. Tomorrow we're going to do open response.